All right, good morning. Quick hitter from the EIA reports, the inventory just released. Inventory's experienced a 3.7 million barrel draw this past week, now down to 58 million barrels nationally on the year. A year ago this week we were at 72.2. That's 19.7% less propane on hand right now than we had a year ago. And this is of the week ending, I don't know, somewhere in mid-January, January 10th. I'm not exactly sure on that. Still have a lot of winter to go. Still have some cold looking there the latter 2/3 of February after we do probably have a warm-up in January. But I just don't get the sense that the trading community is all that nervous right now with regards to the propane inventories, at least. Propane demand was listed at just 1.54 million barrels. That was down from last week's 1.892. So quick math on the fly, which gets me in trouble, that's about 340,000-ish barrels less per day of demand this reporting week than the previous one. Not sure that I buy that. This is also the lowest demand number, I think, since either just after or just before Christmas. I'm not sure that I buy that because I know how crazy and hectic things have been here at our company, and we're one of the largest wholesalers in the United States. So I have a hard time buying that demand number was off so much, but it doesn't matter. This is the report we get, and this is what the industry trades off of and reacts to. Production was down 100,000 barrels from the previous week, and exports were down to 937,000 barrels per day from 1.034 million barrels per day. My hunch is that this will be seen as a bit of a bearish report. I felt anything less than 5 million barrels worth of draw probably would be, bearish to sideways trading is what I would expect today, but we'll see what happens there. As I mentioned earlier, there is a warm-up looming. I mean, most every weather outlet that I pay attention to, and I pay attention to a lot of them, believes that we do have at least a week-long warm-up period that is forthcoming here as we, round out January and work our way into February. But everyone also, or the people that I place a great degree of confidence in, they're still of the belief that we will see a return to cold for February as well. So, wouldn't surprise me over the next couple of weeks if we see pricing come down a little bit off hub. Some of these the basis blowouts that we've seen and experienced, maybe they could abate a little bit, but keep this in mind. A lot of people, especially in the Ohio Valley, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New York, Iowa, Illinois, a lot of people I know have been basically allocating their customers, short filling their drops because of allocation and supply problems where they live. It's going to take a week to 10 days for most retailers to get caught up, to get their customers out in the field caught up to where they have, topped off their tanks out in the field, and also for, you guys, retailers out there, to get your storage tanks filled back up. It'll take at least 10 days, if not longer. So that's why I don't really feel that a at the rack price drop for those of you who lift at, whose terminals are really sensitive to off-hub pricing. That would be Chicago, that would be Lebanon, Indiana, that would be Lima, Toledo, Scio, up into the Northeast and all of those production facilities. I don't think prices are going to take a nosedive there because there's just so much demand that's still going to be there. But we might have a respite for folks to get caught up in the country to where their tanks are filled up and they're not banging on your door and beating your phones to say, I need gas, we're running out, and also give some of you some time to fill up your storage. I actually don't think that would be a great scenario to help us batten down the hatches and prepare for what still does look to be like a cold last 2/3 of February, at least what the meteorologists are saying right now. We'll talk to you soon.